online crew. Oh, this is so weird. I need to get in the middle of the camera, but I can't really. Is that better? Hello, online crew. Can you hear me and see me okay? This is very weird for me because I'm in the car and I'm on my phone and I'm on my selfie stick on my phone. So I've still scheduled the StreamYard and gone into it, but I'm on my phone, which I'm not used to. So can someone let me know whether you can hear me and see me okay? That would be awesome. I can see the comments very small on the side. Hello, Steve. How are you? Can see and hear me just fine. Not sure who that is, but thank you. I've got to look over here. Look at the camera. We're in a service station. Oh, and I probably shouldn't be on the phone, to be honest with you. Hello, Cherie. Hello, Christina. Great. Thanks for letting me know that you can see and hear me okay. So if you're not aware, we're on a little family holiday. We left a couple of hours ago. We've just stopped at a service station to top up with petrol. So Paul and Ollie are inside the petrol station, and Zach, where are you, Zach? Other way. Say hello to Zach, everyone. So Zach's one of the boys, and Paul and Ollie will jump in the car in a second. But if you don't know, we're on our way to what is called the MotoGP, the Moto Grand Prix, which is the big motorbikes. They do a world circuit, and they go to a place called Phillip Island in Australia. It's a long way. We're traveling about 6 or 7 hours today in the car, staying somewhere a couple of nights, and then driving another 5 to 6 hours to get to where we need to go. So that's what we're doing at the moment. So welcome, coming on the ride for me. Hello, Tina. Tina. Cherie said you're cute, Zach. Tina said hello. Thanks, Cherie. Zach said. Great to see you guys here. And it's a little bit weird this week because normally I do my video to do with personal growth and personal development a couple of days ago. It's my first video of the week. But because I launched the Content Creation Bootcamp registrations earlier in the week, today is when I'm doing my personal development, personal growth video. And today we're going to talk about money. So that's why there's a little bit of a switch up this week. If you haven't registered for the Content Creation Bootcamp, which is happening next week, make sure you do. If you need some assistance with creating content, planning content, batching content, repurposing content, having ideas for content, you want to be on the Content Creation Bootcamp next week. Just a heads up, though, it's only being delivered in my free group, Social Media Strategies for Home Business Owners. You just need to register, which is helenmartinonline.com/content. If someone could put the link in the comments, that would be awesome. So that's helenmartinonline.com/content. Just register, and then you'll get all the details, the times, the workbook, the link to the group if you're not already in the group, all those details. I've also got the link up above in the description, except I'm not live on Instagram because I'm already live on my phone. Just a couple of reminders before we get into talking about money. Clubhouse yesterday, we had a really big discussion about how important storytelling is in creating content and attracting people to you on social media. So make sure you catch the replay of that. Thank you so much to my online crew concierge team, Beth and Laurie, who did a training earlier for me in the coaching community today regarding a bit of a rescue plan when life just gets in the way. So thank you so much to Beth and Laurie for doing that for me. And I will be live tomorrow as well in a different destination, but don't forget to register. Thank you for putting the link in there, Facebook user. Is that you, Olive, again? And I can't see you. Oh, and Beth as well, and Cherie. Everyone's put the link in there. So thank you very much for that. So I really look forward to diving deep into content with you next week. So let's talk a little bit about money. Oh, just let me back up for a sec. If there's any of you that I haven't met before, my name is Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain, but there's no hat today because we're on the road and in the car. And I teach home-based business owners, entrepreneurs, direct sellers, social sellers, modern social media skills to build their business online. But doing it in a way where we're a human before a marketer. That's really important to me. And if that's important to you, then, my training will be right up your alley. So let's talk a little bit about money. Who stresses about money? Who gets worked up when another bill comes in? I really want to have this conversation around money and your thoughts around money, because if, and some of this may be subconscious, you may not even be aware of money blocks that you might have, but if you have money blocks, it will make a massive difference in the success or the lack of success in your business. Because if you've got issues around money, even if they're subconscious, and I'll get to that in a minute, you will self-sabotage your own success. So you might even have the potential to make more money, but you will self-sabotage that potential because you've got issues around money. So if you're one of those people that stresses about money, it can do one of two things. It can actually motivate you to go and actually, have the drive to go and make more money, or it can actually work in the reverse, and you'll spend more money than you have. You'll stop opening your bills because they just stress you out. Money can make us do interesting things, but if you've got real money blocks, it will stop you from being really successful in this industry. And even if you do have some success, you probably won't be able to hang on to it. I don't know if any of you experienced any of that, where this industry is a bit of a roller coaster anyway, but whether you've sort of had some success with money but you haven't been able to hang on to it, or you got to a really good rank but you went backwards majorly. Now that could be part of your subconscious working against you, because deep down you don't actually believe that you can make a lot of money, because no one in your family ever has. So a lot of these money blocks actually come from what happened to you as a child around money? How were you brought up around money? Did your family always struggle around money? Was there always that conversation, we can't afford that, we can't do that, always doing the absolute minimum because there was never enough money to go on a holiday or get nice things, or you always bought secondhand things, those kind of things? If that was the way that you brought up, subconsciously, you might think that you will never be in a position other than what you were brought up with. Now, if that's the case for you, if you've been around me for any length of time, you would have heard me say this over and over again, is that your subconscious's main job in life is to prove you right. So whatever you think deep down, your subconscious will go out of its way to prove you right every single time. So if deep down you actually don't believe you can be a six-figure earner or a seven-figure earner, like you want it, you strive for it, you dream it, but deep down you actually don't know if it's possible for you, guess what? It won't be. Because subconsciously you don't think it's possible for you. Therefore, that's when you self-sabotage yourself. You get some money, but you'll spend it. It'll go. You'll get some money, but suddenly some bills will come in that you need to use that money for. You won't be able to hang on to it because you don't believe sort of deep down that you can ever sort of hang on to it or really create true wealth for yourself. So what do we do about it? It's really important to sort this out, because I tell you, I read this the other day, 58, I can't speak for around the world, but 58% of Americans alone have less than $1,000 in savings. Just absorb that for a minute. 58% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. And look what's happening around the world. Interest rates are going up. Things are getting more expensive, and people are getting super, super stressed about money. Correct? Does that make sense? So if that stress and those interest rates going up and those kind of things actually trigger a lot of, panic for you around money, then you want to look and really evaluate how it is that you think about money and evaluate money. So the important thing is, what do we do about this? Because the way you think about money will actually dictate your ability to earn it, and not only earn it, but keep it. So here's what you need to do. This is what you really want to think about. I'm going to give you 5 things to think about regarding money blocks. So again, this is super, super, super important, because this stuff might be buried deep down and you don't even realize it. But if you don't have much money in your bank account, you haven't really made much money in business, those kind of things, you may have money blocks, and you need to sort this out, because you're going to hamstring your potential. You want to say hello, honey?
Sure.
Okay, Paul's just got in the car. Say hello to Paul, everybody. Hello, Paul, from everybody. And Ollie. Ollie's got in the car as well. Say hello, Ollie. Hey. Okay, so we got the family. We're on the road again. Again, I probably shouldn't be on my mobile phone in the petrol station, but away we go. Oh, did you eat a pasty or something? A pie. I can smell it. So we're on the road again. So excuse the movement in the background, but just bear with me. And hopefully my internet will hold while I'm going live. So everyone's saying hello family, hello Paul, hello Ollie and Zach, hi Paul and boys. So everyone's saying hello. Hello. Okay, so here's the 5 things that I want you to take really, take notice of. Even write them down if you need to, because this is super, super important to your potential. Hang on. Papers flying everywhere. Okay, this just got a little bit trickier. Hi, Zach. Okay, number 1. Can you still hear me okay, guys? Now that we're in the car and we've got a bit more background noise, I'm sure you can. But just sorry, it's going to get a little bit wobbly now that we're on the move. So the first thing you want to do is, if you know you stress about money, you've got blocks around money, you can't hang on to money, those kind of things, you need to ask yourself some questions. So you can still hear me. Thanks, guys. Man, this is really interesting. Okay. We're on the move. So have a think and ask yourself this question. Has anything happened in your past or as a child to, determine whether you have any blocks around money? So did you grow up without having any money, like in the household? Were you always, were your parents always saying, we can't afford that, we can't do that, there's not enough money to do that? Ask yourself whether you've got any blocks from the past, because they will stay with you for the rest of your life unless you work through them. I guarantee it. That could be something that's blocking you, is what's actually happened in the past. So your relationship with money now may be a result of how you grew up with money. So it's really important to ask yourself those questions. And assess your language around money. How do you think about money? Are you always stressing, there's another bill coming in, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, I will never afford that, I will never be able to do that, those kind of things? Your language around money is super, super important. Because if you're always saying to yourself, I can't afford that, I can't do that, I'll never have enough money to do that, guess what? You never will. You'll never move through that. So your language and the way you think about money will dictate your ability to earn money and have a successful business in the future. So it's really important to assess your language around this. And I want to give you some examples of people that have manifested amazing wealth. And yeah, they're celebrities, but they're celebrities for a reason. If you look this up and Google it, you'll find information on this. But people like Lady Gaga, Oprah, Beyonce, Will Smith, like the list just goes on and on. They've manifested their success, and it's written quite, famously written. Even, how many of you know Jim Carrey? Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for $10 million and gave himself 3 years to manifest it. And he said he was going to do that before Thanksgiving in 1995. A few days before Thanksgiving in 1995, he got the contract for the movie Dumb and Dumber and found out that he was going to earn $10 million from that movie. So if you want to earn a lot of money, you've got to attract it. Well, basically your starting point is to think differently about money and think about the money you can make, not about the money that you don't have. Does that make sense? If you're always stressing about money, you're always stressing about your bills, you'll get more bills. You'll end up outlaying more money. But if you think about money in abundance, you've got every opportunity to earn money. There's money all around you. Thinking like, Jim Carrey thought, you will actually attract more money and more opportunities to you. So your language and your thoughts around how you make money is really, really important. That's step 1. Step 2 is actually evaluate where you're spending your money. How many of you go through your bank accounts, once every few months and work out where your money is going? Some of you may be spending too much money on coffee or Netflix that you don't watch, or, those kind of things. Or maybe you've got direct debits coming out and you've forgotten, what they're even for. So go through your statements and actually work out, and have a good look about where you're spending money and take some responsibility for that in minimizing some of those expenses if you can. Number 3, understand the difference between investing and a cost. Broke people look at everything as a cost, even in this industry. If you're trying to recruit somebody in your business and they're looking at minimum order, minimum, investment in their first order, minimum everything, they probably don't have an abundant mind thinking around money. So actually think about the difference between an actual cost and an expense and something that is going to help invest in your education, invest in a business opportunity, invest in something for your future. Because I'll say it again, broke people look at everything as a cost. People that have like a $1 million mindset, they will look at things as an investment, even if they can't really afford it at the time. People like, I've spoken about this before. Did any of you catch that show with Grant Cardone was in it, and he was put in a town and with no money? I think they gave him $100, but he wasn't allowed to use any of his resources. If you don't know, Grant Cardone is huge in personal development and teaching people how to make money, from businesses online and all those kind of things, like huge businessman. So he got put in a town. I think they gave him $100 cash. He wasn't allowed. He was stripped of all his credit cards, all his ID, any of his assets, nothing, not even a car. But because he has $1 million mindset, he went into that town and I think it made a $5 million business in 6 months or something like that. Like people with $1 million mindset or thereabouts will make money, lose money, but they'll always have the ability to make it back because they've got the mindset that they can make money. Broke people don't do that. They always stay broke. Okay, so your thought process around investing and expenses is really important to shift. That's number 3. Number 4, if you know you have money blocks and you stress about money all the time and you've got zero money in your bank account, then I would highly encourage you to get some skill levels around this. Read up about it. There are lots and lots of really good books around how to move through your money blocks. Take the responsibility on to move through the blocks that you have with money so you can get the potential to earn more money and stop self-sabotaging yourself for the opportunity to make more money. Okay, so read and learn and improve your skills around money. The 5th thing I want to share with you is this will only change when you make baby steps. So this is not something that you'll change overnight. If you've got some issues around money or you've never really made any substantial money, it's probably because you've got money blocks of some sort. And yes, that may be something that it stems to how you were brought up as a child, those kind of things. So you have to work through that. You have to work through your own language. If you keep saying, oh, there's so many bills, I've got so many bills, I've got no money in the bank account, you need to catch your own language and go, okay, this is just where I am in this point in time, but it's not staying that way. I'm going to earn a lot of money. I've got the skills and potential to earn more money, those kind of things. So baby steps with your language, baby steps with learning. Take the responsibility on to read some books and learn some new skills and those kind of things to help you move through this, because again, if you've got money blocks, your subconscious will prove you right for the rest of your life until you move through this stuff. Okay, so baby steps. Be honest with yourself, be honest with your language, be honest with your own thoughts about what you think about money, and take some baby steps and responsibility on to move through it. Oh, we're going through a truck. Going past a truck. I'm hoping you can still hear me okay. So does this all make sense? Do you get anything out of that? Is anyone, do any of you think, yeah, this is probably something I need to look into or read a book about, or just pick up or, have a higher level of awareness of how you think about money? Because honestly, it will hold you back being successful in your own business if you don't move past through this stuff. I'm just trying to catch up on some of your comments here. How fast is Paul driving? Those trees are flying by. He's not speeding.
50 miles an hour.
miles an hour. What does that even mean in case? Mum always said money doesn't grow on trees. Correct. Whoops. Christina, love the story of Jim Carrey's check. It was written out for acting services rendered. That's exactly right, Christina. You know the story, and that's how it happened. So take that as an example of, you know, something that you might want to manifest. Write down a dollar amount, put it on a sticky note, and stick it on your bathroom mirror. Like you can manifest these things if you're thinking in the right direction. But if you're always stressing about money and bills and the lack of money, you will continue to have a lack of money. So it's really important to work through. Christina, when I started my massage therapy business, I set my sights on making as much as my mum did when I was little. Sure enough, that's the target I hit, and I've stayed here for years. But now I'm changing my perspective. That isn't my finish line, but rather my starting point. Well done. That's awesome way of thinking. My actions were totally different from what I'm saying. And that's, you know, as we've talked about before, Cherie, that's your subconscious. So you guys can say all you like, I'm going to earn a lot of money, I want to be wealthy, I want to be a six-figure earner. But if you know your actions don't match those thoughts, your subconscious is self-sabotaging your success. So you probably absolutely have money blocks somewhere along the line that you need to go and sort out and take some responsibility for, because you'll always end up holding yourself back. Okay, Karen, makes so much sense. You have what you said. Awesome. So I hope that helps in some way. It's not going to solve all your money problems overnight. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't profess to be one. I'm not, you know, giving financial advice in any way. I just know through working a lot of people in this industry that they stop themselves from doing what they need to do because deep down they don't actually really believe they're going to be successful, or they don't really believe that they're going to be a 6 or a 7-figure earner. So if that's really what you might say, I'm going to be, but if deep down you don't really believe you can be, you won't be. So the way you act, the thought, and it all starts with the thoughts, the way you think, because your actions are a result of the way that you think. So if you want to take positive actions and do more in your business to make the money, you know, for yourself and your family, to lead a better life, then you have to sort this stuff out. It's that important. Okay. Christina, no one has ever explained it to me before in that way and makes sense or doesn't sound too woo-woo. Well, that's good, Christina, because sometimes it can be interpreted that way, like it's all a bit woo-woo. And, you know, when we talk about manifesting and things like that, some people think that's a little bit woo-woo as well. But what you think of, it is true that what you think about the most will be the truth for you. So if you do stress a lot about money and about bills and about lack of money, that will be your truth. That will be the results in your business, because what you think about the most is what you bring about. So if you change the way you think, if you think about opportunity, if you write down a dollar figure you want to earn, then you've got more of an opportunity to actually achieve that, because you're thinking in a different way, and you'll bring about a different result. Okay. Cherie, thank you so much, Helen. I know I have work at it and change my self-limiting belief with money, and it doesn't happen overnight, guys. This is something that you'll need to continually work on, and that's why I said number 5 tip was just, baby steps with this, because it will take a while to change, your thought process about money if you've been stuck, potentially for years. Christina, I used to think I had no blocks, but it's apparently I do. And I would challenge a lot of you. Some of you may not think you have money blocks, but if you have any kind of issues with money, spending money, saving money, stressing about money, you've probably got money blocks of some sort. So it is definitely something to pay attention to. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me today on this bumpy ride in the car. We'll say goodbye to the family. Where's Zach? You there, Zach? No, he's on his computer. He's hiding behind me. Ollie's on his computer, kind of sleeping. Say goodbye. Paul's dutifully driving. Say goodbye, honey.
Bye, honey.
Bye, honey. So join me tomorrow. We won't be in the car. We will be at some accommodation. So I'm still going live tomorrow. I'll show you where we are and what we're up to. But thank you for joining me today. I hope this was a little bit thought-provoking for you, because if you really pay attention to what we talked about today, it could actually make a big difference in your success in this industry. Okay, so I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.